Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect. All right, so this is going to be a quick, short, and sweet lesson, Lord willing, this is edifying. All right, now I want to start off by going into this article I came across. It was posted on the 25th, so a couple days ago. All right, the title reads, Heart Attack Alert. All right, y'all can read the title of this article, so I am not gonna say that word, right? So, again, heart attack alert, that word, 19's direct assault on coronary arteries. All right, I'm gonna read a little bit about this, and then we're gonna filter it through the scriptures, right? I just have to be careful with some of these words, okay? It says SARS-CoV-2 infected coronary arteries and increased inflammation and atherosclerotic plaques. The findings suggest how that word 19 could increase the risk of heart attacks and strokes, right? It says that word 19 is known to increase the risk of heart attack and stroke. The intense inflammation that occurs throughout the body in severe cases likely contributes to this increased risk, but it wasn't clear whether SARS-CoV-2, the V word, right, that causes that word 19, also affects blood vessels directly. Now, you have to consider how when this thing came out, it was being referred to as nothing more than a common cold, right? Now, I want to go real quick to my browser, right? And I typed in, does a common cold affect your blood vessels, right? Like your cardiovascular system, right? And it says down here, it says, what two body systems are affected by a common cold? So you see your cardiovascular system, your muscular system. There's different systems that your body have. I forget exactly how many there are, right? But this is going to tell us the two that a common cold would affect. It says a cold is an infection in the upper respiratory system, right? Which just means it can affect the nose, throat, and sinuses. A cold virus gets inside your body and makes you sick. The rhinovirus says, well, that's how you say it. Obviously, I just said it. And is the most common cold virus, but more than 200 viruses can cause a cold. All right, so apparently what they, were telling us when this thing came out, when they released it to the public, right? Because this was something like, just like how this thing right here is called a rhinovirus, right? A lot of these diseases and pestilences and viruses, were created in labs, These are things that, only affected animals, but were weaponized, right? And bioengineered in order for them to be able to affect human beings, man. And there's proof of this. Lord willing, I get around to it. If not tonight, we're holding camp tonight. But if not tonight, hopefully tomorrow, Lord willing, Yahweh Shai Ratazah is still in my spirit. And I post a video of a lady who came out talking about how they weaponized, I'm going to spell it out just in case. It's Ebola. All right, put it together. They weaponized this strand that apparently was only able to get animals sick. And that's how, we have the disease that, we have today that affects people. Okay. But now when you go back into this article, they're trying to blame it on the disease itself, which, back in the day when people was dying off of this shit, they weren't dying off of heart attacks. They were dying because they couldn't breathe, or they were dying, once they started getting the jabs, right? Because that's the real thing that's causing people to get the heart attacks, right? once they started getting those jabs, people started having blood clots. People started having all sorts of issues, man. And heart attacks, right, started becoming a more regular occurrence on a younger folk, you know. So now this article, and it's funny because I came across another article a couple days ago. It's just, the Lord didn't put in my spirit then to go into it. But now, hey, man, we're going into it now. All right. I'm not going to look for it. Y'all can take the time and look for it. But this article in itself is going into how the jabs, right, have a major role in the upticks, right, in blood clots and heart attacks, man. All right. So, again, this is something that you were warned about, right? Starting with our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone, man, we warned you not to go out and receive these things, right? All right. So real quick, we're going to jump into the scriptures. I'm just going to grab a couple of them and then we're going to keep it pushing, right? So let's go to Ecclesiasticus. I have it right here, 12:10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay. Though he though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. All right, so this man's gonna play a part, to try to get in, but once he's in, he's gonna show you what he's really about, and we can see it, those that have been given the eye salve, This verse 12, it says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Okay, so now, this is talking about us, this is telling us, right, to be wary of our enemy, right, to be wary of the wicked, right, and to not trust our enemy, man, right, because just like iron rusted, right, you could take some rust-oleum, right, you try to get some of that rust off, but that rust is always going to come back. Okay, now from there, I'm going to keep, or matter of fact, it says not to set him by thee, when you go into that crafty counsel, right? Go in, I believe it's Psalms 80, it's in Psalms, right? Salakia. You read about that crafty counsel, and you read about how these nations are in cahoots with this devil to try to keep us from being a nation. All right. But these other nations are suffering as well, because when they locked down this whole world and everybody was on one accord, and they gave us a glimpse as to what they were aiming for, which is that one world government, one world religion, right? Because everybody at that time was trusting in science, I mean, and they were able to test out or integrate the foundations for what they're about to get ready to fully implement, which is that MOTB, which is, that one world currency. Okay. So again, these nations have been pricked, right? And this is why, they're also going to turn on her, man. The Lord is going to use them to destroy her. But it's because of these wicked atrocities that this devil has committed, man. It says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten? Salaki, this is Ecclesiasticus 12:13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner is defiled with him, and his sins who will pity? All right, for a while he would abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. All right. Says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart imagineth how to overthrow thee into a pit. And yes, he spoke very sweet with his lips, talking about, oh, we're going to give this and administer it to the older folks. You want to see your children's children grow, so come get it. You want to go visit your grandpa, yay, man, you're going to have to get it. Because if, you might not be old, but you might get him sick. And you know what I'm saying? We trying to save the world. We trying to save lives, and in the process, he's putting something into your body that in the long run is not going to profit you, man. A lot of people lost their jobs, trying to keep their integrity, and then folded and went and got this juice from this devil. And a lot of people, they didn't think twice to get it because they weren't willing to go through that hardship and lose their jobs and go through some, you know what I'm saying? Stand firm for something, But hey, man, the jury is out, man. All of this devil's wickedness is being exposed, man, at the water Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for that, man. But I'm going to close it out. You know, I don't want to ramble too much. My patient just ended up getting here. But, hey, into the next one, I want to say shalom. In closing, I want to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And shalom to the elect.